On the eve of the Tipperary Christmas extravaganza, I decided to go into Red Nose Wine to see about mashing up food and drink.
I guess there's a lot of great recipes in Pat's book, and one of the most traditional ones I found anyway was bacon and cabbage. I was never a big fan growing up, but I suppose I got to like it. And I suppose for me, I started looking at wine. What's the best wine to go with bacon?
So what wine would you recommend for pork?
Well, I think something like Cabernet is going to overpower pork, so you want something a little bit more subtle. So for me, Pinot Noir is probably the best, so something like a Nuit Saint George, but being realistic in the times we're in, what's really popular now is things like New Zealand Pinot, which is very, very popular now, and a great cost alternative.
And does it have to be French wine?
The purists traditionally would say yes, but I would say no, because now Pinot Noir has been made in New Zealand and they're getting great success, and it's much cheaper and much more accessible.
And what wine would suit chicken?
Yeah, well, Pat Whelan has a great recipe for chicken and apple in it, and I think this white wine is a must for something like this. So in particular, you want something with a little bit of sweetness there. So once again, that Riesling wouldn't be bad. Or if you want something out of the ordinary, I'd go something like Provence, where they have really top quality organic wines that will go absolutely perfectly with a wine like this. Domaine des Anges is a perfect example.
And how would you match something really exotic with game?
Well, game is traditionally very difficult to match because the flavours in the meat are so strong, it's very hard to get a wine to match them. But for me, perfect example is something like, and I'll take out the big bottle for effect, Chateauneuf-du-Pape. Pheasant, for example, in Pat's book, the flavours, they're so strong, it really needs a wine to match. So for example, if you have Chateauneuf-du-Pape with a pizza, you won't taste the pizza. But if you have Chateauneuf-du-Pape with something like pheasant or duck, it's going to complement it absolutely perfectly.
How can I find out more about this?
Well, I'm a member of the Tipperary Food Producers Network, as is Pat Whelan. So both myself and Pat Whelan do a lot of blogging. You'll both about wine, food and wine matching. You'll find Pat at jameswhelanbutchers.com. You'll find me at rednosewine.com, and we both do a lot of tweeting as well.
2007. It was in the line with that one there, so